Hey everybody, Palm Springs Cindy. Well, it's been about a week, I think, since I uploaded my last video. And the last video was a real pity party about my meltdown for Thanksgiving. And so since then, and actually even before then, I've had a lot of you guys hint around or kind of mention some things about how I'm feeling post deep plane facelift almost a year ago now. I can't believe it. And also I wanted to talk about Wegovy. If you remember, I was on Wegovy for a couple of months. I want to talk about, give you sort of an update on that and a poppy update. And so let's get started. First, I want to talk about my deep plane facelift that I had January, I think it was like January 15th. So it's been about 11, close to 11 months. They say it takes about 12 months to really mature, and sometimes even longer than that, for your muscles and everything to find their places again. So I'm going to go over what I've done, and then I'll try to attach some, I'll try to find some before and after photos. I had first of all, I'm 73, and I had a facelift when I was 50. So, that was quite a long time ago. And so part of the deep plane facelift I had in January it wasn't like the first time for me. And so he had, like he said, there was some scar tissue and other things to deal with. So kind of keep that in mind if you're thinking about getting a facelift. It took 6.5 hours. I was supposed to come out with a CO2 laser as well, but they just didn't have time to do it. And most of you know, I recently had that done like a month or so ago. I went to Dr. Ritu Chopra, and he was wonderful. So, all right, I'm going to just sort of talk you through what I had done and tell you what I'm happy about and some things I question. Well, first of all, I'm very happy that I look basically, I'm pretty happy I look basically the same. He didn't really change my looks, but he did refresh my looks. And my biggest thing was my neck. I had very much of a turkey neck, which I hated. And it was going to become more of a gobbler every day the older that I got. So I wanted to do something about that. And then, so he said, okay, this is what you need. We're going to take care of your neck. And he did. And then he, I don't even know where my scars are. I can feel the work on the inside. But somehow he lifted up my muscle and he pulled the muscle up. And I know I've got anchors here and here. And he also did the same for my eyes. He did a lateral brow lift. And he put fat transfer under my eyes. He fixed my earlobes because my earlobes were getting too saggy from, earrings and whatever. So he readjusted my earlobes, which I was glad. He also gave me a lip lift. So I have a tiny incision right here, and he pulled my lip up a tiny bit. And let's see, what else did he do? I think and he took the buccal fat out of my cheeks. So and then, like I said, about a month or 6 weeks ago, I had the laser, the CO2 laser, which is pretty harsh. And I had it on my face and right here. So, okay, I'm quite happy with the results. Now, I sleep on my right side, and I don't know whether that's the cause of things, but I know that no one's face is actually perfectly symmetrical. Although plastic surgeons, cosmetic surgeons do try to to create that perfect symmetry when they do their work. So I think that I have kind of more fat right in here than I have in here. And I think it could be because I sleep on that side of my face. I don't know, it's not perfect. And I have quite a large incision right here. It's hard for me to pull my neck up really far. And then they even lasered over the incision, but it's still there. Of course it's still there. And you know, who cares? You can't really tell. But I do know sometimes, like if I turn this way or I turn this way, you know, you can kind of see the effects of the deep plane facelift. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. It was extremely expensive, and I think it partly because of the doctor I went to. I'm not going to really say, but I will give you this comparison. I wanted to go to Dr. Karam, and you see him on YouTube all the time. He's sort of YouTube famous now. But before he became YouTube famous, I had a friend that went to him twice, and I took her and picked her up and took care of her. And while doing that, I met him and I met the staff. So I was familiar with them, and he's from La Jolla area. And so I thought, you know, when it's my turn again, and if I can collect the money, I want to go to Dr. Karam. Well, when I called to get my appointment, they quoted me $83,000, and that he was booked almost 9-10 months in advance. Well, first of all, I about fainted when they gave me the price. And so I knew, you know, I'm not going there. That was just too crazy. But Dr. Chopra was, of course, less. You know, they start out, you know, the deep plane facelift, this much money. The lip, whatever, you know, this much money. The CO2 laser. My CO2 laser was $2,500, I'll tell you that, because I remember that right off the top of my head. Okay, so that is sort of, I'm very happy with my complexion. Now, you know, I still have that incision right here. I still have everything, but it's diminished, and hopefully it will become more diminished. By the way, it's late. It's like 9, it's almost 10 o'clock at night, so you can see I'm kind of getting a little bit sleepy. But I did want to upload this video, or get this going, because it's been so long since I have videotape. Alrighty, that's sort of the 411 on my facelift. Would I do it again? Absolutely. I would encourage anyone that is thinking about doing it to do it. Yes, it was pricey. It was hard. It was almost painless. Oh, great. Look, listen who's going to start talking to us. Hi. It was almost painless. It was inconvenient. It was uncomfortable, you know, but I have to tell you guys, it was, now I think something that had to do with that is I spent 6 hours. Poppy, come here, baby girl. Come here. Thank you. Oh, she does not want me to take that away. In an oxygen chamber. So 2 hours one day, 2 hours another, 2 hours another. I think that had made a huge difference in my healing time and just overall sense of well-being. So I would highly recommend that. And actually, your surgeon will recommend that. I'm going to get this from her. Hi. Hi, come here, baby girl. I don't want you to be making that noise. I don't want you to be making that noise. Oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Yes, I am. Okay. Oh, she's going to be jumping on me now. Well, speaking of Poppy, okay, you know that part of my meltdown for Thanksgiving was because Poppy was crying, had a total meltdown. because she sensed that I was excited and she sensed that I was getting ready to do something and leave. And she just, if there's anything she hates, it's to be left alone. And so even though I had made arrangements for Kathy to come dog sit her, you want to come up? Okay, come here. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now you have to sit quietly. Hold on, let's get situated. I'm not going to go into Poppy, that, I'm not going to go into that morning because I'm just getting nervous. But I got a lot of criticism that, Poppy picked up on my anxiety. And, it was sort of a cycle. I got up, I had everything ready, like I said, and all I had to do was get myself dressed and put foil on top of my garlic tray. But she sensed that something was going on, and so she started crying. And then that crying made me nervous and upset. And even though I held her and tried to comfort her, it was to no avail. And so anyway, long story short, Poppy went to Kathy's, and then Kathy and I had a nice conversation. So one thing, Kathy, she even videotaped it for me. She said to start crating Poppy, that she has, evidently Kathy's a dog rescuer, and she has a room in her house where she has dog crates. And then there are certain times of the day the dogs go in their crate, and then maybe Kathy does stuff or whatever. I don't really know. But she said that the crates have the doors are open on the crates, and that Poppy actually would go in and crate herself. Like Kathy said, when she got tired or when she wanted to settle down or whatever, when she needed a timeout or a quiet moment, Poppy would go in and crate herself. Once again, the door left open. Now, and Kathy said, don't think of the crate as punishment, that the crate can be a very relaxing and safe boundary for Poppy. So I had a crate. So I pulled it out. Yes, I did. I pulled it out of the garage, and when Kathy brought her back, I had the crate up, and we put her in the crate, and Kathy and I went out in the backyard, and she fussed a tiny bit, probably 30 seconds. Then she either fell asleep or just lay down, because we were out in the backyard, and I put the crate right by the couch, right where we kind of sit anyway. And she was absolutely fine in the crate, although we did have the door to the crate locked. And so now tonight, I've just enjoyed her so much. But there's a time that she started getting wild and crazy, and she shouldn't have, because we had played and we had done this and we had done that, but she was still she was getting wound up, and I put her in her crate, and I did shut the door, and she whined about 10 seconds maybe, and then I cleaned up the kitchen, did the dishes, and then she just laid down and watched me. She was fine. And I threw a couple treats in there and told her she was a good girl. And then I ended up letting her out because I was ready to, I didn't care if she was on me. My dishes were done and so on. So that, and then I have to, Kathy thinks that Poppy is some type of a, that she's not multi-poo. She's, got terrier or labradoodle-ish in her, and that she said, you can tell by the shape of her body, she is not a poodle, multi-poo, and that her energy level is too high. So I've been making a point of, we go on a walk first thing in the morning, then I take her for a golf cart ride because she loves that. We go up and get the mail. And you guys, it's hysterical. She sits on my lap and puts her paws on the steering wheel, and it looks like she's driving. And then she'll take one of her paws and she'll try to scoot my hands off the steering wheel. And anyway, she just loves it. I'm going to put this down and see. So anyway, I have to make sure that she gets plenty of exercise. Now look at this. She just scratched. Can you see that? I am going to get the trainer. Now, Kathy and I talked about that, and I said, This is what I want Poppy to be trained in. I don't want her to jump up on people. And I don't want her to jump up on people. I want her to be a more effective walker. Honey, you have to get down. You're heavy. A more pleasant walker. At the beginning of our walk, she's just like, she's crazy. And I try to do what Cesar Millan tells you to do. Like, we would be standing still the whole time. But after like the second half of the walk, she has settled down and she's much more pleasant to walk with. So anyway, I've got to, make sure I do that. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about Poppy. That's all. Oh, I did say this. You guys might be able to relate to this. I said, the last haircut you gave her, Kathy, it was like really a shave down. And I realized that Poppy looked so thin and I was trying to fatten her up because I give her her kibble and of course she has her water, but I don't think she's eating enough. Now she doesn't, she goes to her kibble and she's the type that takes a couple little chunks and eats them and then walks away or takes the chunks with her while she walks away. So anyway, I said I fried up hamburger like a big fatty thing. I gave her hamburger for a while. I started giving her chicken breast, but I thought that's not going to put any weight on her. So I got some hamburger. Well, anyway, Kathy said for me to stop doing that. She said that the dogs have habit, they want routine, and to just give her kibble. And so I'm going to have to, I said, well, what about her weight? She said, don't worry, she's not going to starve to death. She'll eat. And she said, and once again, she's not a multi-poo. She's not going to be dense and round. She's got longer legs and she's more lean. So, okay, that helped me. That helped me figure it out. Okay, also wanted to talk to you guys about Wegovy. Remember, I was on Wegovy. It cost me about $1,400 a month, and I was on it 2 months. And I did lose 16 pounds with hardly any effort. Now, it did make me sick. I was vomiting during the day. If you remember, I mentioned this. Well, this was one of the big reasons I stopped. I was vomiting during the day, and I just had a general sense of I didn't feel well. I had a dullness about me, and I didn't like that feeling. So I stopped taking it. Of course, I gained the weight back, and I just have to be, I have to be comfortable with the weight that I am, or else I'm going to have to lose it. And I haven't lost it anytime soon. And so, I just have to accept that and accept myself the way that I am. Now, I know I'll probably get a lot of slack, but I'm just going to say that, I'm not going to be, I know that my viewers care. And you will say things like, just go on a fast or do what I do or whatever. And I have to do me. You do you, I'll do me. And yes, I can complain all I want, but the matter of the fact is I have to feel good about myself, good about my own life. And if I lose my weight, great. And if I don't, I don't. I did stop the Wegovy, and it was not for me. And let me see. I did get some Christmas decorations out. Now I am planning a Christmas party for December 14th. And I'm getting my Evites ready. And I'm looking over here because I made this little floral thing, Christmas floral thing. I can't find my Christmas tree. It's in the garage, or unless I got rid of it, I don't know. I can't remember. I did kind of want to put a tree up, especially if I'm having a party, or I'm going to get some more poinsettias and put them around the house. It'll be festive and pretty. But I don't know what to serve. I want to have some type of finger food, not a sit-down dinner, and not heavy enough food where people are like, can hardly carry the plate around, but can load up a plate, go down a buffet. Oh, I think I'll have a meatball. Oh, I think I'll get a devil's egg, whatever. And that people can help themselves throughout the evening. And it would be filling enough that they won't go home hungry, and yet it's not going to be a 5-course sit-down dinner. Got it? And let's see what else. Turn this page over here. Oh, I have to tell you that I have been so enjoying I love that show called Say Yes to the Dress. And I just think those wedding dresses are absolutely beautiful. I don't care which ones they try on. I love every single one of them. I think they're just stunning. And the gals just look so pretty, and it's such a special occasion. Well, anyway, there's this, there are lots of Say Yes to the dresses. And I'm hooked on the one, it's in England, and it's the one for overweight brides. And it's Joe and Al, A-L. I am in love with those two gals. They are, I just think they have hearts that are made out of gold and as big as the Rock of Gibraltar. They are so dear, and the gals, every bride that comes out of there looks stunning. They just know the exact style for the bride, and the brides go in like a lamb and come out like a lion. I mean, they are just, they're happy with themselves, and they love their dress. So if you haven't already seen or watched Say Yes to the Dress in England with Joe and Al. Joe has shaved head, blonde, and Al is a gal, and she's got dark black hair, and they're both just darling. Since COVID, I have not been going to church. I just got out of the habit. I've already confessed. I've already admitted it. I've done my mea culpa. Mea culpas. And so part of it is my old church that I love and adore is just too far away. And I think I need a new kickstart. So I have gone to a few churches, and I haven't been. When I first went to JPL, Joy, Peace, and Love, I mean, I cried. I cried the ugly cry because I was so affected by the Holy Spirit. It just came over me. And so I went to this, I went to a new church that's only a few miles away. It's called Shadow Rock Church. I really liked it. It's not a mega church. It's about the same size as my other church, but maybe a bit bigger. And are you okay? You're so sad. You're so sad. And anyway, I liked it, and I filled out their Connect card, and they text me, and I text them, and so I think I'm really going to like it, and I'm happy. The pastor does something that I have never really seen, and I really like it. He is a real teacher. And so he teaches part of the Bible, and he has visual aids up there on the stage, maps, and he shows you this is where it took place, and then this guy came from here to here, and then they got in a fight, and then he went back. Anyway, it was really great. I learned, and I didn't want it to end. I was like, oh, is the sermon over already? And of course, praise and worship is wonderful. So I wanted to share that I think I'm going to be going to a new church called Shadow Rock. And I'm really looking forward to it, especially, at Christmas time. So, alrighty. Now, Christmas is coming as our next holiday. Like I said, I'm planning a party. I'm going to try not to get into an overwhelmed situation. Try not to make myself so crazy that I can't attend Christmas. And I do appreciate all of your kind words and sympathy. So anyway, I think that, this is just a touch base video with you guys. I do have, like I said, I have two things that I need to share with you. I'm so excited, but I can't do it until I get some information. So that's on the back burner. And I hope you guys are getting your Christmas decor out, thinking about Christmas, and or not, whatever works for you. P.S. I love you. Mwah. Until our next conversation. Goodbye.